Hey there, Sean and Allison from Spoken Garden.
Hi everybody.
We're here to help you become a better gardener. And today is Friday, and that means it's Plant Chat Friday. Yay!
We love Fridays. Every Friday we feature a different plant from around our yard to help you learn about it and care for it and just enjoy it in your own garden.
Yeah.
So today
we're
excited to be featuring one of our tropical shade plants. This is a Hart's tongue fern.
Right there. Yep. And we'll get into that in just a little bit. Now, before we get started today, we wanted to let you know today's video is sponsored by Crescent Garden. They're a great company. They have so many different options for planters and for different garden supplies, indoor or outdoor. So they fit a lot of your needs.
I know, they're awesome. We love all their supplies, you guys. This is one of their containers that we want to highlight today. This is called the Rim container, and it comes in 9 different colors. So this is actually the weathered terracotta, and this is a 22-inch size. It's perfect for this huge tropical container with all these plants in it that we have.
Yep. And it has the true drop watering system in it. It's actually a self-watering container, and it'll keep your plants watered from anywhere from up to 2 weeks, even up to 6 weeks, depending on the plants that you have in it and where you have it placed around your garden.
That's so cool. We love that feature. You guys, we have a special coupon to offer you from Crescent Garden just for you, and it's 15% off your whole order if you use the coupon code SpokenGarden15, all one word, at checkout.
Yep, and also they have a great deal going on right now with any orders that are at $49 or more, any purchase at $49 or more, you get free shipping. So you should definitely go check out Crescent Garden and check out this pot. The link's down below in the description.
And it will also be up above for you to click on as well, so many places to find it.
So thanks, Crescent Garden.
Thank you, Crescent Garden.
So with that, we want to get into this new plant, this Hart's tongue fern. So Plant Chat Friday, it's for the Hart's tongue fern, Asplenium scolopendrium. Say that five times fast, oh my gosh. So before I tell you about the plant, which is right down here, you might recognize this whole planter. We actually did a video on this earlier in the year for shade-loving plants in a container, in a self-watering container, and we've got our acanthus plant here, we've got our begonia, and then we've got our Hart's tongue fern right here. So let's get in here and let's take a look. I'm gonna move the acanthus leaf and this begonia away, and let's get in here and let's see. Wow, there it is. This is the Hart's tongue fern right here, and you can see it doesn't look like a normal fern. It is technically a fern, it really is, but it's got these really wide banded leaves, and they're thick, they're a little leathery, they're beautiful though, and they just fountain out just like a fern would, right? And it comes out, all the new fronds will come out from the center, and then the old fronds will just lay down and it'll just continually grow like that. We've got a couple of new fronds in here and we'll show you those in a minute. This plant is really fun. It's actually zoned and hardy down to zone 5. It'll grow in zones 5 through 8, but no direct sun and definitely no direct afternoon sun because it'll start turning yellow. The leaves will start turning yellow and it'll get burned. It doesn't like that. Now, it also likes consistently wet soils, but it doesn't like to be in really wet soils all the time because it is susceptible to root rot. Now, along with just having consistently moist soils, but not too wet, the Hart's tongue fern, it likes to have more kind of neutral to even alkaline or higher pH soils, and that's what it's used to. That's how it evolved. It's native to Europe, but there's actually an American variety, the Americanum. It's really rare to find it in the Americas, in North America, but it can be found. So if you want, look down in here. I'll move my other hand away. You can look down in here. See these little bulb-looking things, these little white little dots almost right here? Those are actually new fronds that are just getting ready. These are like the buds, and these are the new little fiddles and fronds that are gonna pop up when the plant is ready and it needs to actually grow new leaves. And so that's really cool to see. You can see those down there, and that's a good sign that this plant is healthy, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't see those down there, or they'd be really discolored. And so you'd want to do something about that. But right now, this plant is super healthy. Now, these plants will get anywhere from 1 foot to 2 feet tall, and they'll spread about 1 foot wide. And you can see in here, we've actually got another plant over here. We've got 3 of these in here. We've got one over here. We've got another Hart's tongue fern, the one we've been looking at. And then there's another one way over here on the side over here. So they're really doing well. They're kind of packed a little tight, but they're doing really well in this location. So one of the greatest characteristics of this Hart's tongue fern is that it is an evergreen fern, meaning it'll be around year-round with that green color, and you can actually use it as a foundational plant to then place and strategically plan where you want to place other plants that might be more seasonal. So that's a great characteristic. Also, this plant doesn't actually produce any flowers, so you're not going to have to deadhead it. What you'll need to do though is in late February to early March, when winter is just about going out the door and spring is just around the corner, you'll want to cut all these fronds, all of these little green guys right here. You're going to want to cut all those down to the ground to reinvigorate the plant for the coming season and get just a new flush of growth of these fronds.
Okay, so Sean just gave you some really important information about the Hart tongue fern and its care and how to grow it successfully in your garden. It's a super easy plant. And one thing I love about it, let me back up. I'm gonna talk about how to use it in your garden, how to apply some of the information Sean gave you. Mainly since it is a fern with it's a foliage plant, so companion plants, let's talk about that. There's a lot of options. Now, again, this is a shade plant, shade-loving plant. It can take a little bit of partial sun, like Sean already explained, but you're gonna wanna plant it near and around other shade-loving plants. It grows, as you can see here, we're using it as an understory in this container. So we kind of created our own layers, like mimicking what you would see in a forest, which is where this plant evolved. So any kind of woodland perennials would be a great option for a companion plant. Other ferns, because if I could point out again, the texture of these leaves is just so beautiful. And if you surround it with other ferns that have the lacier, kind of smaller, fine looking texture, that would look so beautiful. The colors, the shapes, the textures. Other plants that you could, if you wanted some color kind of surrounding your Hart's tongue fern, you can add, like we did, we added some begonias. These look beautiful. Maybe some primroses, that's another shade-loving plant. Hellebores would be another option. So the sky is the limit for companion plants as long as they have the same care needs and similar growing conditions, okay? So lots of options. So the last thing I want to talk to you about is how to use it in your garden, and you may already have some ideas or you're already using it in a certain way. Obviously right now we have ours in this rim container. Again, this is from Crescent Garden and it just self-waters. We really haven't had to do any maintenance to this since we planted it last April, or this previous April. So eventually we will need to transplant all 3 of the Hart's tongue ferns we have in here out into our landscape. And our plan is to use them in a shady area as an understory plant with something taller above it. So we might eventually have to move this acanthus as well, because this wants to keep getting bigger. So maybe we'll move everything out into our garden. But you can use it along any kind of shady border or walkway. That would look really pretty because they don't get very tall or very wide. So you could do a really beautiful dense planting of these and then a taller fern behind it as a row. I think that'd look really beautiful. You can use these indoors as well. This can also be an indoor fern. So it's really up to you and your imagination how you want to use it in your garden.
So we hope you learned a lot about the Hart's tongue fern. We hope that was helpful and you got a really good understanding of this plant and maybe some ways to use it out in your garden.
Yeah, we love this plant and we can't wait to add it into our own our landscape from this container, this rim container, which, by the way, thank you Crescent Garden for sponsoring this video, and don't forget to check out the link, you guys. 15% off your entire order using Spoken Garden 15.
Yeah, if you have any comments or questions about what we presented to you today, go ahead and leave them down below for us. We love hearing from you. And make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already so you get updates on our latest videos.
Yeah, and thank you so much for being here and for watching today. We hope this was helpful, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.